Hello students. Now we are going to take a review of two short topics. One is the femoral nerve and another is the quadriceps femoris muscle. A short review. These two questions are more probably to be asked either in the 2 marks questions of the lower extremity or 5 mark short nerve. A quick review. See, this femoral nerve is the chief nerve of the anterior compartment of the thigh. The root value of this femoral nerve is the L2, L3 and L4. Anterior primary rami of spinal nerve number L2, L3 and L4. This nerve starts in the pelvis from the anterior primary rami of the L1, number L2, number 2, number 3 and number 4. This nerve after formation in the pelvis, it comes into the thigh behind the inguinal ligament. In the inguinal ligament, it is divided into anterior division and posterior division. It remains lateral to the femoral sheath. That means lateral to the femoral artery, outside the femoral sheath. So first of all, in the pelvis or above the level of the inguinal ligament, it gives two branches. One is the nerve to the pectineus and genitofemoral nerve. These two nerves are derived above the level of the inguinal ligament. The origin and root value. We have seen the origin and root value. The cause. First of all, it runs behind the inguinal ligament. In the femoral triangle, that inguinal ligament, sartorius and adductor longus, it remains to the lateral side of that triangle, runs downward 2.5 cm. After entering in the femoral triangle, it divides into anterior division and posterior division. The anterior division it gives only one muscular branch, that is a muscular branch, muscle sartorius, is supplied by the anterior division of the femoral nerve, and posterior division supplies the three vasti, that is vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius and vastus medialis, and the one more to the articularis, the smaller muscle articularis genus. Then the anterior division gives a medial cutaneous nerve, two cutaneous nerve. One is the intermediate cutaneous nerve and medial cutaneous nerve of the thigh. The cutaneous innervation of the medial and intermediate is under control of the anterior division of the femoral nerve. Then the posterior division gives the cutaneous one branch and one branch to the saphenous nerve. These are the two branches derived from the cutaneous branches derived from the femoral nerve. Now the articular branch. Femoral nerve supplied to the hip joint. It is also supplied by obturator nerve. Then knee joint is also supplied by femoral nerve. Articular branch supplies to the knee joint. So both the joints have double nerve supply. So there may be referred pains in the in this region if there is any anatomical or any disease that is in the way of a femoral nerve that leads to the knee pain. Such a pains are being called as a referred pain. Then the injury to the femoral nerve leads to the paralysis of the quadriceps femoris muscles. What are the quadriceps femoris muscles? The rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius and vastus medialis. These four are collectively called as the quadriceps femoris muscles. As all of you know, see the above diagram in this lecture to know the femoral nerve. Show the thigh first, inguinal ligament and femoral nerve, anterior division and posterior division, and show the cutaneous branches, articular branches and muscular branches for articular for the anterior as well as posterior division. Then individual nerve injury, this is nerve to the sartorius. Individual nerve injury by a sharp penetrating wounds may injure the individual nerve that leads to the to the paralysis of that individual muscle. Even if that sartorius may get paralyzed after injury to the nerve to the sartorius. Like that, the other vasti and the rectus femoris muscle may get paralyzed after injury. But in general, in the femoral triangle, due to the sharp penetrating wound, many times that femoral nerve may get injured. That leads to the paralysis of the quadriceps femoris muscles. Now, the muscles of the front of the thigh. There are 5 muscles in the anterior compartment of the thigh. One is the sartorius. Sartorius is also called as Taylor's muscle. Sartorius is also called as Taylor's muscle. Then this muscle, why it is called as a Taylor's muscle? Because in olden days, by bending the knees, previously there were no sewing machines, so they are cut by scissor. The clothes are cut by scissor and they are sewed. They are stitched by hand. So tailors sit with their knees bent, and there is a stretching of the sartorius muscle that leads to the pain in that region, and that's why this muscle is being called as a sartorius. Sartorius muscle gets originated from the anterior superior iliac spine, and it is inserted on the anterior aspect of the medial condyle of the tibia, along with semitendinosus and gracilis. These 3, sartorius, semitendinosus and gracilis, are collectively called as gyropes because they are coming from the different compartments. Sartorius comes from the anterior compartment, gracilis comes from the medial compartment, and semitendinous comes from the medial compartment in the thigh. So, next 4 muscles are called as the quadriceps femoris muscles. Quadriceps femoris muscle. These muscles, sartorius, the quadriceps femoris muscles, vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius, and vastus medialis, and rectus femoris. The name rectus means vertical, means rectus. So rectus femoris has reflected head and straight head. It has 2 heads. The 2 heads come from different parts of the hip bone origin, and all of these quadriceps femoris, sartorius is inserted on the medial anterior aspect of the medial condyle of the tibia, while that all the quadriceps femoris muscles are inserted on the superior or upper border of the patella. Quadriceps femoris muscles laterally, vastus lateralis, anteriorly, rectus femoris, posteriorly, vastus intermedius, and medially, vastus medialis. All of these 4 quadriceps femoris muscles, we have seen the sartorius, origin, insertion, and nerve supply. Sartorius is supplied by anterior division of the femoral nerve. Remaining all 4 quadriceps femoris muscles are supplied by posterior division of the femoral nerve. Now, the rectus femoris has a straight head which gets origin from the anterior inferior iliac spine, the straight head, and the reflected head that gets origin around the acetabulum, margin of the acetabulum, and it also gets origin from the capsule of the hip joint. And the next one is vastus lateralis. It gets originated from the lateral aspect, lateral lip of the linea aspera, and vastus medialis gets originated from the lateral lip of the linea aspera of the femur, and vastus intermedius that gets originated from all the nearly about more than 2/3 of the anterior surface of the shaft of the femur. And below these vasti muscles, there are 2 very small muscles. They are rudimentary in human being, called as the articularis genus. You must see it in the diagram, articularis genus. These 2 muscles get originated below the origin of the vastus intermedius. So, all of these muscles, they are the main extensors of the hip joint. The main action, they are the abductors and rotator of the thigh, flexor of the leg, and extensor of the knee joint. All the quadriceps femoris muscles extend the knee joint, and articularis genus pulls the synovial membrane upwards, and sartorius abduct, abduct, not sorry, abduct, take away the thigh, abduction of the thigh, and flexion of a knee joint. It helps in the flexion of the knee joint, and remaining quadriceps femoris muscles are, they do the extension of the knee joint. See, opposite actions are there, and all of they are supplied by femoral nerve. Only sartorius is supplied by anterior division of the femoral nerve, and remaining 4 quadriceps femoris muscles are supplied by posterior division of the femoral nerve. Now, the clinical anatomy of the femoral nerve, just I have told. The clinical anatomy of the quadriceps femoris muscle is that a person lies supine with one lower bare lower limb and hip and knee joints partially flexed. The right hand of the physician person's right leg downward, he is required to straighten the knee against the resistance and physician's hand. So knee is resisted to extend, and the muscles are being tested. Simple test. Knees are asked to extend, and patient keep his hand on the leg to resist, and that is the testing of the quadriceps femoris muscle. Then the patellar tendon reflex, you must know the knee jerk by hammer is tested for the L2, L3 and L4 roots. Then psoas abscess may be tubercular infections that may track down for the psoas major muscle in the pelvis. Psoas major muscle may be tested in the pelvis due to it may get compressed due to that abscess. There may be enlarged. Then intramuscular injections are given anterolateral region of the thigh in vastus lateralis muscle, especially in the infants. In the vastus lateralis rather than the vastus medialis or intermedius. It is a choice of site for intramuscular injections in the infants. Okay, these are some clinical anatomy points. They should be tested for the clinical examination of this quadriceps femoris muscles. Then see this articularis junum. This articularis junum, although it is very small muscle, see, it is very small muscle, but it is rudimentary in human being and functionless. Previously it was there when man was in olden days. That muscle was of a use like that of a plantaris of the lower limb. You know better the muscles of the back of the superficial muscles of the back of the leg. They are two heads of the gastrocnemius, medial head and lateral head. Medial head gets originated from the medial condyle of the femur, and lateral head gets originated from the lateral condyle of the femur. These two muscles comes together along with the soleus. Soleus muscle gets originated from the tibia as well as from the fibula. The tibial head and fibular head comes together, and posterior to the soleus there is one rudimentary, a thread-like muscle which is rudimentary in human being, which gets originated from the lateral condyle of the femur. All of these four muscles, what are they? Lateral head of the gastrocnemius, medial head of the gastrocnemius, and soleus. Soleus is very translucent and helps. It goes on contraction and relaxation. It is also called as a second heart for the venous drainage of the lower limb. The superficial and deep veins for pushing the venous blood towards the heart, that is called as a second heart. So lateral head of the gastrocnemius, medial head of the gastrocnemius, soleus and plantaris. These four muscles are the superficial muscles of the back of the leg. They form a single tendon, and that is the strongest tendon in the body, called as a tendocalcaneus. That is, they are called as a tendocalcaneus. All of these four muscles are supplied. All of these four muscles are supplied by the tibial nerve. The tibial nerve supplies to the posterior aspect of the superficial muscle of the back of the leg, and they are also called as the calf muscles. They are also called as the calf muscles. So calf muscles form the tendocalcaneus. So they are the main flexors. They are the main flexors of the ankle joint, and extensors of the ankle joint. There are no deep and superficial. Deep muscles of the back of the leg are tibialis posterior, extensor, flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor digitorum superficialis. They are the deep muscles of the back of the leg, the deep muscles. These deep muscles plays an important role. That then flexor hallucis longus. Again revise: flexor hallucis longus, flexor digitorum longus, and the tibialis posterior. These are the three deep muscles of the back of the leg. Superficial muscles are the calf muscles, and anterior compartment muscles are the extensor muscles of the ankle joint. They are tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus, and peroneal tertius. All of these are the anterior compartment muscles of the leg. They are supplied by deep peroneal nerve. Okay, so this is all about some of the muscles of the thigh, back of the leg, and front of the leg. Thank you.